The shape you want to be in. The tagline of Mercury's advertising. Hear it, and you think of the contemporary shapes of sable, cougar, topaz, and tracer. But there is another shape. The shape of full-size luxury. The shape of classical styling. The shape of Grand Marquis. Grand Marquis reflects the traditional values of many new car buyers. They like the feel of a big car, the full-size ride, and the plush interior. And they want it all at an affordable price. Grand Marquis delivers it all without compromise. Let's take a closer look at the features and the benefits behind Grand Marquis' appeal. And here to tell us more about that is Mark Fox, Cleveland District winner and finalist in the 1987 Sable Sell-Off. Mark sells at Fox Auto Sales in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. Mark, how are you?
Fine.
Good. Mark, you've been selling now for 5 years. Does the 6-position cell help your sales?
It sure does, Dick. And just a couple of days before we left for Detroit for the competition, a lady came in our store and wanted to take a look at a new 87 Sable. And by using the 6-position cell and pointing out all the features and benefits of the car, I was able to close the deal before we left.
Great. Well, you can't ask for more than that. But what we can ask you to do is to give us the features and benefits of Grand Marquis, if you would.
I'll be glad to. And let's step around to the front of the car, Dick, where we can examine the new front treatment that's new this year on the 88 Grand Marquis. Immediately, you'll notice that the grille has been redesigned, and it's more aerodynamically shaped, and newly designed bumpers, which tuck into the side to help reduce the aerodynamic drag, making it go through the air easier. And these are 5-mile-per-hour bumpers. The lights are halogen lights, and they emit a bright white light. Now let's take a look under the hood of the car, Dick, and we'll see the features and benefits that are there.
Sounds solid.
It is solid. Dick, the Grand Marquis is powered by a 5-liter sequential multi-port fuel-injected V8 engine. And what I mean by fuel injection, that means that each cylinder has an injector itself, which mixes the air and fuel and injects it down into the engine. That replaces the old traditional carburetor style, and it makes it much more efficient starting, efficient power, and drivability. Mated with that engine is an automatic overdrive transmission. It's a 4-speed. And by being an automatic overdrive transmission, that means that when it gets into the 4th gear, it actually slows the engine speed down by about 1/3, thus increasing your gas mileage. And the 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission has a mechanical lockup feature between the 3rd and 4th gears, eliminating the slippage and harshness and rough shifting which are present in many other transmissions. And that's very important for a smooth drive. This car has power steering, power brakes, disc on the front, and drum on the rear. And it also has the Ford's new EEC4 computer on board, which controls all the many engine features of the car, including the idle, the spark advance, and the fuel mixture. Let's take a look at the features on this side of the car. The Grand Marquis has a long 114-inch wheelbase. And you know, generally the longer the wheelbase, the smoother the ride. And this car is a body-on-frame design automobile. And by being a body-on-frame, that means that it helps to reduce the road harshness, the road noise, and road vibration, which is common in some of the other cars. Grand Marquis will really give you the smooth ride that you expect. The doors, take a look over here at the doors on the Grand Marquis. They are all framed in metal, so that when you close them, it's a solid sound, and it's a more solid door. And new this year are redesigned drip rails to help take the water away from the passengers when they're getting out. As we move to the back of the car, again, you'll notice that the back treatment has been redesigned. And that includes the wraparound type taillights, which not only give good visibility from the rear of the car, but also from the side. And the new 5-mile-per-hour bumpers, which are tucked in to reduce the aerodynamic drag and are more stylish. Now let's take a look inside the trunk. This trunk is the largest trunk in the industry. the most room. It has 22.4 cubic feet of cargo carrying capacity. So you won't have any trouble fitting your golf bags or your groceries or your suitcases or whatever else you might want to put back here. And as an option is a full-size spare tire, which fits nicely on this storage shelf above the cargo floor. And the whole trunk is carpeted complete to protect your luggage. Solid sounding again. As we move to this side of the car, Dick, several of the features I'd like to point out. If you'll notice, all Grand Marquis come standard with metric P215 15-inch white wall radial tires. And they all come standard with the lower rocker panel moldings. And that helps to protect the bottom of the car against stone chips and scratches. And new this year is the wide body side molding, which helps to protect the side of your car from parking lot accidents. This Grand Marquis has the formal coach half vinyl roof. It's very distinctive and stylish and includes the side coach lamps, which illuminate at night. Now, for just a moment, I'd like to stop with the features of the car and talk about the safety aspects of the Grand Marquis. Now, you know, the Ford Motor Company has been very concerned about the safety in its cars for a long time. We were one of the first companies to have safety belts in our cars, one of the first companies to have the shatterproof windshields and padded dash areas. So we're really concerned about the safety of our drivers and occupants. If you remember earlier, we talked about the 5-mile-per-hour bumper systems and their importance. And that really is because the government only requires us to have the 2.5-mile-per-hour bumper systems, and we've gone double that standard. So that's really going to help to protect your car from low-speed collisions and maybe eliminate damage altogether. Also, the doors have been designed so that they have steel girdered beams in them to help protect you from side collisions. And the roof pillars are designed to withstand about 1.5 times the weight of the car if it ever be on its top. Now, aside from safety, let's talk about the quality of the car and the quality of our dealership. Now, Ford has instituted a new quality commitment program. What that means is that after you buy your new Grand Marquis, we're going to survey you at 30 days, 12 months, 24 months to ensure that you're just as happy with the car, not only when you drive it out, but 2 or 3 years from now, too. And that's very important to us. We're going to ask you about things such as the operation of the car and the service and the sales treatment. And to back that all up, we have a 6-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty and a 6-year, 100,000-mile rust-through warranty. Now, why don't we take a look at the inside of the car, Dick? You can have a seat there. Now let's take a look inside the Grand Marquis, Dick. And I think you'll immediately notice the roominess and comfort that's built into every one of our Grand Marquis. Now, this LS model has the newly designed twin comfort lounge seats, which include the 4-way adjustable headrests and the dual recliners. It's a very comfortable and roomy seat. Last year's LS model seat is now standard this year on the GS model. All Grand Marquis come with the 18-ounce luxury carpeting, and newly designed this year are these trim panels, which include a storage bin for your maps or glasses or whatever else you might want to put in there. The instrument panel has been redesigned this year, and you know, there's many standard features that come on the Grand Marquis, including the AM/FM stereo, the manual air conditioning, electronic digital clock, interval delay windshield wipers, the auto lamp light system, and the power windows. So you can see they're just loaded with luxury features and equipment. And there's room for 6. Dick, you'll notice the steering wheel there has a leather wrap wheel, and that comes on the LS model. And also the cruise control is there at your fingertips where you can operate it easily. And then in the center of the steering wheel is a dual node horn button. Truly a nice riding car inside and out. I want you to step out and we'll take a look out here.
Mark, I think that's a wonderful presentation. Could you sum up for us some of the selling features of the Grand Marquis?
Sure can, and I think there's really 2 important features to remember. Number 1, this is truly a 6-passenger car with the ride and the comfort and the roominess that Americans have come to expect in a full-size car. And number 2 is we've shown you all the features and benefits that are standard or optional on the car. The value for the money is really there. For what you buy and what you get for this car, you're really getting the most for your dollar.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's a marvelous presentation. It's easy to see why the classic shape of Grand Marquis will continue to be a key to your sales success in 1988.
The vehicle at the top demonstrates the new Ford Glass InstaClear windshield, while the lower vehicle demonstrates the standard defrosting system found in today's cars. Let's time how long it takes for the windshields to defrost. Actually, these are two similar vehicles, both in a cold room where the temperature is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The windshields on both vehicles contain 1/10 of an inch of heavy frost. The InstaClear windshield uses the same technology developed for sophisticated solar control architectural glass. Ford engineers have applied an ultra-thin layer, only 100 billionth of a meter thick, of silver and zinc oxide to one of the inner surfaces. With a flick of a switch, the metallic coating transmits the electric current, and the resulting heat clears the windshield. As more car owners are introduced to the InstaClear windshield, it could approach the popularity of the heated rear window, which is used in over 60% of today's automobiles. Not yet a minute, but see, the InstaClear windshield is beginning to defrost. InstaClear keeps you cooler in the summer, too, reducing solar heat gain by over 28% compared to a conventional clear windshield. Plus, the InstaClear windshield works all year long to block 40% more of the ultraviolet rays that can fade your car's upholstery. Almost a minute and a half. Look at that. As quickly as 2 minutes, and the vehicle with the InstaClear windshield is ready to drive, while the vehicle with the conventional windshield hasn't even begun to clear. Several minutes after the InstaClear windshield is cleared, the conventional windshield only begins to show signs of defrosting. And continues to defrost. And continues. Have you looked through a Ford InstaClear windshield lately?
There's another shape to full-size luxury and traditional styling. That shape is the Grand Marquis Colony Park station wagon. And here to tell us all about it is Sable Sell-Off finalist John Savidovich. John won the Jacksonville District competition, and he works at Northgate Lincoln-Mercury Mercor in Tampa, Florida. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Dick.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
John, you've certainly proven your presentation skills during the competition, but how do they apply on the showroom floor?
Well, Dick, a good 6-position sail tends to set up the rest of the sail. It creates a smooth transition into a demo drive, and of course from the demo drive you go into the closing booth.
Okay. Now, let's pretend that I am a prospect,
Okay.
and you tell me why I should consider buying the Colony Park.
Okay. Dick, if you move around to the front, please.
Sure.
Dick, for 1988, Colony Park has made 2 changes to the front end. Now, the first is a revised bar grille, and the second is on the bumper. It's a tucked-in bumper with wraparound sight shield. Now, standard on all Colony Parks will be the bumper strips and bumper guards. The 5-mile-per-hour rating has been maintained. Now, that's twice what the government requires, and is designed so in the event of a minor accident, it helps to keep the repair costs down. They've also included the halogen headlamps. Now, they were designed to be as bright as a conventional headlamp, but they draw less power, and so therefore they are more efficient. Now, Dick, Colony Park is powered by a 5-liter V8 that produces 150 horsepower and is equipped with sequential multi-port fuel injection. Now, sequential multi-port fuel injection simply means that there are 8 individual injectors, and each one is located near the intake port of each cylinder. What this does is assures a more precise delivery of the fuel and a more accurate mixture of fuel and air. Now this results in better mileage and better performance. The brains behind the Colony Park is the electronic engine control. That's a 4th generation microprocessor that's capable of handling up to 250,000 bits of information per second. Now basically its job is to monitor all the functions of the engine and make the necessary changes to allow the Colony Park to run at its optimal level. Now some of the changes it'll undertake would be metering of the fuel through the fuel injectors, the spark advance, and the air compressor on the air conditioner. The transmission is a 4-speed automatic overdrive, and what that does in 4th gear at highway speeds is reduces the revolutions of the drivetrain so that they produce less than 1 revolution for every turn of the rear tires. Now this helps to cut down on engine friction, which will of course in the long run help to cut down engine repair bills. But on a day-to-day basis that increases the fuel economy. Now because the transmission uses non-adjustable bands, there is no regular scheduled maintenance, and of course this will help to keep costs down also. The power steering allows for less effort, which helps the driver to maintain more control of the road or a better feel of the road. And the brakes are a front disc and rear drum. Now the front discs are ventilated, and that ventilation provides the cooling to prevent brake fade, and this is caused from numerous hard stops. Excuse me. Now the Colony Park features a 114-inch wheelbase that combines with a short and long arm coil spring suspension. Combined, they give Colony Park the luxury ride that the Colony Park owners have come to expect. Combine that with the body-on-frame construction, which is a feature that is shared with the Lincoln Town Car. Now, adding to the exterior appeal is done through the electrostatic paint process. Now, in essence, every particle is given a positive charge as it's sprayed onto the body, which has been given a negative charge. And because opposites attract, the result is a smooth, even finish, and this is where Colony Park gets its beautiful, lustrous finish. The rosewood applique is what gives Colony Park the distinctive classic look. It features 52.5 cubic feet of storage space, 88 cubic feet when the back seat is lowered. And it also creates a storage space that's 4 by 7.5 feet long. Access to the cargo area is gained through a 3-way tailgate. First is open as a door, or the tailgate folded straight down, or by simply opening the window. Once inside, there's an optional inboard-facing rear seat, which increases Colony Park's seating capacity to 8 passengers. Now, these passengers are aided in and out of the car by a light up above that is activated when the door is opened or closed. In the corner is a lockable storage bin, which for small items keeps them safe, secure, and out of sight. Colony Park's towing capacity is increased from 2,000 to 5,000 pounds with the addition of an optional trailer towing package. The rear suspension is 4-bar link coil spring, and this will also add to that luxurious ride. New in 1988 are functional drip moldings. Excuse me. What these are designed to do is keep the passengers dry as they enter and exit the car. Also featured are standard dual power mirrors. These help to make rear view finding much easier. It makes the adjustment possible without having to open the window. Tinted glass helps to keep the interior of the car cool while helping to reduce glare. And an optional InstaClear windshield with an integrated heating element allows for faster defogging and de-icing of the windshield for much better visibility. Colony Park features dual movable seats, okay, that have full-length armrests and dual recliners. Now, standard on the LS model is a map pocket on the reverse side. Dick, why don't you have a seat there? Now, Dick, another option that's available is a 6-way power seat, which allows you to set the seat at your optimum comfort level. Now, another feature that is standard in 1988 is a new applique and instrument cluster, and that'll include such previous options as the digital clock, the alert lights, and the trip odometer. This particular model features the AM/FM with cassette that has an automatic rewind feature, an automatic a reverse and fast forward, and the premium sound, which is a 6-speaker system with increased wattage for better sound. Turning to the panel, we have 4 other features. We also have the door straps, a courtesy light to light the way in and out of the car, map pockets, and a full-length armrest. Now at this point, Dick, I would probably suggest that we go on the demo drive.
Very good. Seems to me that the Colony Park is loaded with features.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to sum up all the advantages there is in owning a Colony Park?
Well, Dick, probably the easiest way would just be to state that the Colony Park provides a level of luxury and a smooth, even ride that only a traditional full-size wagon can afford, while at the same time, because of its expansive cargo space, creates an automobile that is probably the best dollar-for-dollar value on the market today.
Well, thank you, John.
My pleasure, Dick. Thank you.
Grand Marquis Colony Park. Everything a prospect wants in a full-size luxury station wagon.
The vehicle at the top demonstrates the new Ford Glass InstaClear windshield, while the lower vehicle demonstrates the standard defrosting system found in today's cars. Let's time how long it takes for the windshields to defrost. Actually, these are 2 similar vehicles, both in a cold room where the temperature is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The windshields on both vehicles contain 1/10 of an inch of heavy frost. The InstaClear windshield uses the same technology developed for sophisticated solar control architectural glass. Ford engineers have applied an ultra-thin layer, only 100 billionth of a meter thick, of silver and zinc oxide to one of the inner surfaces. With a flick of a switch, the metallic coating transmits the electric current, and the resulting heat clears the windshield. As more car owners are introduced to the InstaClear windshield, it could approach the popularity of the heated rear window, which is used in over 60% of today's automobiles. Not yet a minute, but see, the InstaClear windshield is beginning to defrost. InstaClear keeps you cooler in the summer, too, reducing solar heat gain by over 28% compared to a conventional clear windshield. Plus, the InstaClear windshield works all year long to block 40% more of the ultraviolet rays that can fade your car's upholstery. Almost a minute and a half. Look at that. As quickly as 2 minutes, and the vehicle with the InstaClear windshield is ready to drive, while the vehicle with the conventional windshield hasn't even begun to clear. Several minutes after the InstaClear windshield is clear, the conventional windshield only begins to show signs of defrosting and continues to defrost and continues. Have you looked through a Ford InstaClear windshield lately?